Hi friends. When Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone in 1867, he would not have thought even in his dream that this invention of mine would become so advanced in coming time. Or you can say, would become so addictive. And scientists will compare it to the heroin, cocaine, meth and alcohol. You know, according to a latest statistics, an Indian spends at least 4 hours on mobile in a day, in which he uses 2 hours on social media. And you agree or not, social media addiction has become a real thing. American comedian Bill Maher says, checking your phone like is the new smoking. They like checking the views of photos and views of their status, which is like smoking. Nowadays parents also give phone to their kids to distract them. But they don't know how much dangerous is this for them also. According to a study of adolescent brain cognitive development, those who give more than 7 hours of screen time, the thickness of their brain is less than that of children who do not get much screen exposure. If you don't know, let me tell you, cortex is a very important part, which is responsible for memory, thinking, learning, reasoning, problem solving and emotions. To stop this addiction, a guy named Joe Hollier has launched a light phone. And its purpose is to reduce the smartphone addiction. He says, today we are living in an attention economy, where your time and attention in like money for these big companies. Because the logic is simple, the more time you give on the app, the more chances would increase that company would make money from you. That's why author Cal Newport was introduced to social media in the first year of college itself, when Facebook came into their campus and people went crazy for it. People were stick to their phone like zombies. And today, from kids to olds, everyone has this addiction. To solve this problem, he introduced a concept named digital minimalism. He wrote a book which is very interesting. You should definitely read it. And today I am going to give you its summary. Digital minimalism is a philosophy related to technology, which says that the relationship between us and our apps has become very bad these days, and that need intention. Because see, Facebook is empowering in a way, which helps you to connect with your friends. But on the other hand, it is distracting too. Phone is a powerful tool which can help you to change the world. And it's a dangerous knife also, which can take your life gradually. That's why it is very important for us to follow this concept named minimalism. Actually, it would be the best way. See, author is not saying that you should throw your phone and run into woods. You should follow just some steps, so that you can use these tools with good intention to propel yourself, so that you can control these tools, not vice versa that these tools can destroy you. That's why I am going to tell you 5 keys steps of that book, which you have to follow one by one to follow digital minimalism. First step I am going to tell you is define your core values. Then I would tell you what digital declutter is, which included 3 steps. Then I would tell why it is important for you to identify alone time and triggers. Then I would tell you some practices and operational procedures which you have to follow. And at last, I would tell you the power of ignoring your availability and controlling it. All these things will help you to reduce your phone and social media addiction. Okay? So let's understand one by one. First of all, author tells that you have to identify your core values. To live a minimalistic lifestyle, you should think in terms of value. You will have to follow the rule named think in value, which means that all the things that are around you. What things do you value the most? The first thing you have to do is define your core values. Digital minimalism relies on your understanding that what your values are in your life. You give importance to friendship, truthfulness, religion or what other things? And you can use these questions to understand it. What is the most important thing for you? What do you want to achieve? And how do you want to spend your time? Values can be many things like authenticity, creativity, friendship, living life on good terms, helping others. This is the first step. Similarly, ask yourself questions that what your values are. And after asking values, you have to see that whether all the apps you are using align with your values or not. Like your value is, you have to do something big for you, your family, your friends. Now to do this, you have to see which such apps are there in your phone that are helping you to stand upon those values. Like for example, you have Snapchat or a game or a note-taking app, or our app of online video books. Then see which app or game is taking you forward towards your values. Now obviously, note-taking apps or online video books will give you more value. In the same way, identify your intentions and apps. Then come to the second step, which is digital declutter. This process of digital declutter kickstarts your journey of becoming digital minimalism. You might know that there are a lot of such apps in your mobile, which you use when you get bored. Sometimes you start using mobile unconsciously. Why so? It is because the apps made by these big companies, they have made it addictive intentionally by spending millions of dollars that you keep scrolling and getting dopamine rush. And to avoid that, you have to declutter digitally step by step, in which the first step is to break all those apps for 30 days, which are not essential for you and don't align with your values. Maybe you feel that these apps are important. But no, any app you are doubting, delete that app for 30 days. Now come to the step 2. Obviously you feel a lot of urges to use those apps in these 30 days. But at this time you have to focus on those activities which you love to do, like working on hobbies, or can do a lot of things which I will tell you in coming times. After taking the break of 30 days you can add new technology in your life. But before that too, you have to ask 2 questions. First is, does this technology directly support something that I deeply value? If you get the yes, then come to the next question. Is this technology set up in the best way to support this value? Like for example, you are using Facebook. And you are using the Facebook because you have to maintain your friendship with that friend who is not in India. So, you can use Facebook to interact with him. Means it is aligning with your deep values. After that you have questioned yourself, am I using Facebook well? It is not happening that I am wasting the whole day watching their life, who don't matter for me. Here you will have to set up your app properly. Will have to make some rules. Like for example, after coming back from gym, I will use app to talk with my friends. And unless both things happen, don't reinstall the app. This next point will help you a lot during digital declutter. That is to spend time alone and identify triggers. Author says, these days kids consume digital media 9 hours a day, which is becoming the reason of high anxiety and depression. It happens because people have forgotten the importance of solitude. Solitude means loneliness. People are afraid of being alone. Because when a person is alone, he starts questioning himself. He starts coming into reality. And sometimes reality is tough. Author has given the example of an American president in his book, who had to take big decisions in critical situations. Such decisions which could take the lives of millions of people. Soldiers could die. At that time, he used to spend time in the woods a few hours far from White House, where he was able to think well about that problem, and was able to take better decision. And when he used to spend time alone, only then he was able to think clearly. See what happens these days, we don't get time alone. We constantly live with some people. In reality we live with parents, friends, and when we are alone, we live with mobile. And there, the ideas and opinions of others trigger us. And it doesn't help us to think properly. That's why when you do digital declutter and take 30-day challenge, you have to focus on spending time alone. And have to identify those triggers, which are making you feel uneasy. Sometimes when we use mobile, we don't use it because we are feeling bored. We use because maybe we are feeling uneasy about that assignment or about that fight happened. About the business idea on which we are not working. We are thinking about that friend who has betrayed us. There are many such big reasons which make us feel attracted to mobile. That's why spending time alone and identifying the triggers can help us. Remember, when you practice solitude, there are a lot of benefits. Like you will be able to know yourself better. That why you get angry, why you get happy, what your strengths and weaknesses are. You will start developing new ideas. You will start understanding others in a much better way. Maybe you would be able to accept your mistakes, which will help you to move forward. It can build your confidence too. And there are many such benefits of being alone. Now let's come to the next point, which is practices to adopt operational procedures. C. To avoid the smartphone addiction. To bring the concept of digital minimalism in your life. You can do a lot of things. Now I will tell you 5 specific things which will help you a lot. Like, first, leave your phone at home. It happens many times that after going away from home, we remember that we have forgotten our phone at home. And then we run back to get our phone. Whereas author says, leave the phone at home and go for a walk. We think we are incomplete without mobile. What would happen if you aren't with our mobile? If we have to bring digital minimalism in our life, then put the phone on side and do some activities. It will help you to develop such a mindset that you can live without phone, which is very important. Second, take long walks. Famous philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, obviously I am pronouncing it wrong. He says, all great thoughts are produced while walking. Friedrich himself used to walk continuously for 8 hours, due to which he used to get help in thinking. And it used to make him effective in his work. Author Cal Newport also goes for long walks alone, which makes him peaceful and confident. That's why you also do daily walking. It is very good for your mental and physical health. Third, write letters for yourself. One of the best ways to talk to yourself and capture thoughts is writing. Because during writing, the same parts of the brain are triggered which are there during social interaction. So one of the best ways to talk interacting yourself is writing. Write down your thoughts. Write down the good things you are feeling. Make plans, write down about goals. Write why you are grateful about your life. Author says when you write down your ideas, something unbelievable and magical happens. To be very honest, I accept this thing. If you write things, something unusual happens. Next one is reclaim leisure. These days we have become so much addicted to phone that we don't have time of doing things which we used to enjoy in childhood. Whereas we should reclaim them. Focus on your hobbies, playing guitar, playing football. Fifth, imagine if you have to pay for every click, swipe or tap. I know, a lot of things in mobile are free. They don't cost you money. But trust me, your money is more important than your time. That's why, you can do this exercise too. Whenever you are scrolling or clicking on something, imagine that you are paying 60 rupees or 70 rupees on every click. You are paying 100 rupees on every scroll. This small trick can help you. Now let's come to the last point, lessen your availability and ignore. When you take all these challenges like digital declutter, sometimes you would go back to your old habits. Especially it happens a lot with those who use social media daily. Not for time pass but to work like me. For those author says it is not easy to get rid of social media completely. But you can reduce your availability. You can use site blockers. Like for example, I have set time limit on my mobile. That I won't use Instagram for more than 5 minutes. And when the time goes up, that app gets blocked. Similarly, you can also use blockers. You can manage your time well that during this specific time period, I will do just work. And will not use mobile. So when we bring boundaries and limitations in our life, which we used to hate in childhood and teenage time. But in actuality, these limitations would help you to become a strong man. Will help you to live a minimalistic life. Due to which we would be able to make this technology our servant. not by becoming the servants of these tools. Let me give you a quick summary. Digital minimalism is a lifestyle, a philosophy, in which you have to bring limitations to use those apps, which can help you to move forward in life. And to do that, you will have to define your core values, what your principles are in your life. Then you can take 30 days challenge of digital declutter, where you have to block all such apps which don't align with your values. Then you have to spend time alone. Have to identify triggers, because of which you take mobile in hand again and again. Then I told you 5 practices like leave your phone at home, take long walks, write letter to yourself, reclaim leisures, hobbies, and imagine you have to pay for every click. And at last, I told you to reduce your availability as much as possible and ignore things. See, one of the biggest reasons through which these big companies make us addict of these apps, that is FOMO, fear of missing out. We think that we should be here and we should be there too. I should watch this content, I should watch content related to AI also. All these things are nothing but FOMO. But remember, like there was a dialogue of Ranbir and Deepika's film, that we will miss something in life. Instead, it is best for enjoy wherever we are. I will tell the same thing. There are millions of things on internet. You will miss millions of things too. But it's okay. It doesn't matter if you miss things. You will get the information which is important. That's why, use less mobile. Comment down for how many hours you are using your mobile and what your goal is. That where you want to take that number. If you enjoyed this video, then like it. Subscribe it to Lovely Wahid channel, where I am making people read books and helping people to understand their dreams while focusing on these things. That's why subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to keep learning things and improving your life. Share this video with all those people who are getting stuck into mobile addiction, so that they can come out of this trap and make their life better. That's it for now. See you in the next book summary. Thanks for watching.